welcome, welcome. Find yourself an empty seat and I'll be with you in a moment.
Oh, you've got the accent, have you? Also voice acting.
Cold out, isn't it? Here, a mug on the house. Let's get some colour back in them cheeks.
Oh, it's taking me hat off. That's interesting.
Afraid food will be a bit longer than usual. We've got a lot of hungry folk to feed, what with the conference and all. Oh, so many people with cause to celebrate. To think there could be peace in our time, after all them years of fighting. When I heard about the conference, I knew I had to come. I knew I had to be here, to do my bit. My husband, he died fighting the dragons, you see. And here we are, about to break bread with him.
Oh, no.
You were right, my friends. You look tired. Reckon you could do with a good long rest?
Oh, damn it.
After all you've done, I say you're dead.
What was in that drink? Oh, damn.
Sleep now. Sleep. Sleep and leave us to our affairs. This was never your fight.
My son. They told me he walks in Hallone's halls. Him and the rest of his unit.
They told me the same.
I expect they think it's comforting. Every time I come, I cry. I cannot bear to remember, but to forget would be 1,000 times worse. Yet that is what they would have us do. Accept this truth for the sake of peace. Bury the past and look to the future. But he was my future. My flesh and blood. My heart.
Is this it? We're the only ones with the courage to oppose this madness? Cowards, a lot of them. They think only of the prize, of the peace Sir Emmerich promises them. They know in their hearts it's a lie, but they go along with it anyway, desperate fools. But not I. Not I! I see the worm that killed my brother in my dreams every night, and I will not rest until he lies broken at my feet. Him and every last one of his accursed kin.
I just want to point out one very quick thing. Take the things that he's seeing and flip them. I see the humans that killed my sister in my dreams every night, and I will not rest until they lie broken at my feet, them, or him, because it was males, and every last one of his accursed kin. Sounds an awful lot like how a certain dark dragon seems to be thinking. Now just keep that in mind with the rest of the things that I said, because that just came to my mind.
All this nonsense about Kings of Eld, as if I care what they did or didn't do. Makes no difference to me and mine. Have the dragons sued for peace in 1,000 years? Are they bollocks? It's a bloody ruse is what it is, and Sir Emmerich and the rest of them bloody fallen for it.
But what can we do? They believe, and naught we can say will ever change their minds. Whether we like it or not, man and dragon will come together at Vulcan's Nest, and all will be forgiven. Forgiven and forgotten.
No. I will not let that happen. They will remember the true face of the enemy. I will show it to them. And we will rise up against them once more.
Also, this is very worryingly similar to how people think before summoning a primal. I know, I'm pretty sure there's not anything new like that, but just a thought.
Hey! Hey! This is no time for napping. Do you have your wits about you? Good. Come with me. We have a crisis on our hands.
Hear me, brothers and sisters. Do not be fooled by the honeyed words of the Dravarnians. The peace they promise is but a prelude to slaughter. Remember your husbands and wives never returned from war. Your children torn apart by fang and claw. All your loved ones shown no mercy.
Sorry, again. Reverse that.
Does not your heart cry out for vengeance? Your blood boil at the injustice? Remember the face of your enemy, brothers and sisters. Remember it, and strike back!
Whether or not this is done on purpose, but this does show a very strong point of how, in the end, especially conflicts like this, there is no good or bad side. Both are at fault, both want the same thing, both don't, etc., etc.
You there! Don't just stand around gawping! Do something, man! Stop her!
Don't kill her, though.
Yes, my lord.
Don't do that, that's a terrible idea.
See here the true nature of the Highborn. With lies and deception they lead us to our doom. And dare we raise our voices in dissent? Death is our reward. This is the choice they have given us, brothers and sisters. Death by dragon's fang, or death by nobleman's command. Death to all we hold dear. I spit on your choices, noblemen! You will take no more from me! No more! No more!
What have you done? I only did as you ordered, my lord. I gave no such order. I did not. I never meant for anyone to...
Yeah. I dare say that could not have played out any worse, given that the First Commander and Lord Artorial are not yet to take control of the situation. I spoke with the messenger who said they would be returning shortly, but until they do, naught will be done. Lord Amanalain has retreated to the barracks and is refusing to speak to anyone. Therefore, it falls to us to ensure that order has been fully restored. Come, let us walk the streets and speak with the people. As normal, it always comes down to us. My wife and I fell while fleeing from the others at first. The Chiargians tended to our bruises afterwards. Oh, good, I'm glad they tended to your bruises. Oh, those mad fools have ruined everything. And for what? Didn't mean to do that. Someone further up? Ah, yes. Oh, and there's another one. Perfect. I heard the rumours that the young lord was a drunken fool. What imbecile thought it was a good idea to let him have run a falcon's nest? Well, I say, him and Sir Emmerich take their bloody change and shove it up their arses. I'll not be taking anything in by that rot again. They were wrong to resort to violence, but when I heard her speak, her words were a dagger in my heart. Who are we to decide that enough is enough? That their call for justice can never be answered? Will this be the end of it, or will there be others like them and the true brothers? I do not want to bear steel against my kinsmen ever again. I do not know if I ever can. Well, what say you? So the violence has passed, but the people are far from recovered. This is to be expected. For the moment it appears that no innocents were harmed by the guards. The blame for all the casualties can be placed squarely upon the protesters. Nevertheless, the people will not soon forget the image of a young lordling ordering a public execution of an unarmed protester, one whose words resonated with the hearts of so many. After all, who among us have not lost loved ones? Consequences. Oh boy. Yeah, that makes sense. Consequences. Tancred would like nothing more than to leave Falcon's Nest. Lord Artorial and the First Commander should have returned by now. To the tavern then. Their first order of business will be to speak with Lord Amanalain. and I somehow doubt that he has moved an arm since last we saw him. Fury, take me! What a disaster! I should never have left. Wait, where's... Honorite? My apologies, Alex. I bear full responsibility for this debacle. There'll be time for that later. I, for one, am more concerned about picking up the pieces. What do we do now? According to initial reports, the protest was orchestrated by the young woman who Lord Amarlane ordered shot. She and her conspirators infiltrated the Falcon's Nest, posing as servants and guests. Several were taken alive. Others resisted and were struck down. Still others took their own lives. Our forces suffered casualties as well, but by the grace of the Fury, no civilians were seriously injured. Still more remarkable, the ringleader yet lives, for the time being at least. The Chiurgians are doing what they can for her, but she may not live through the night. Given the implacable timing, it is like that the convictors who drew us away from the hamlet were in league with the protesters. Accordingly, they have been detained for questioning. I'll be sworn that these villains spent as much effort plotting the failure of this peace conference as we did its success. Well, if the mood of the hamlet is an indication, theirs have been the more fruitful labours. In the wake of the protest, the people seemed disillusioned. You spoke with them then? I see. Sir Emmerich placed his trust in me. It will be difficult to explain what has happened here. Remember how far we have come, First Commander. The people's faith may be shaken, but we convinced them before, and we will do so again. If we can but find a means to remind them, to show them once more the promise that change holds for all, then this tragedy too soon shall pass into the past. We must pray that you are right. Nevertheless, for the time being, I have no choice but to suspend your peace conference, pending Sir Emmerich's final decision. Under the circumstances, I cannot leave Falcon's Nest. Alex, would you deliver my port to the Lord Commander in my stead? Get up, Amarlane. You're going with him. Go on without me. I was not asking. You will answer your actions in person. Answer for your actions in person. Is that clear? Yes, my lord. Come, Honorite. Your manservant is not here. In fact, I have not seen him for some time. Honorite? Honorite! I could have sworn he was... Once I have determined that my presence is no longer required, I will return to the capital as well. Pray give my regards to the Lord Commander. I too would best remain here for a time. I should hope that the worst is past, but it is still too early to say for certain. Alright, where's he hiding? Oh, hello there. Let's see. Oh, it's quite a big circle to have to search through. Oh, there's a monolith. Where are you? Where are you? Now, where's Thancred? Huh. The person trapped on the roof. I feel like I should help with that. Okay, can't go in there. Oh, there's Thancred. Odd. The boy struck me as a rather devoted type. What reason would he have to leave his master unattended for so long? Okay, so he's definitely not in here. I would say the best bet might be inside of another building. Can't go in there. No, I'm not even sure what buildings you can go into here, actually. Huh, very curious. Quivering kitten, apparently. A suspicious squirrel-like kitten peers over the ledge apprehensively. What? Oh, my poor baby, how did you get up there? Whatever I do, please someone. Oh, you'll help me, won't you? Please save my poor kitty. I know I should be looking for Thingy, but I'm just curious. The suspicious squirrel-like kitten pounces into your arms. Do you have her? Do you have my dear kitty? Quite sizable for a kitten. Something tells you this may not be your ordinary pet. There you are, you silly little thing. You had me worried. Meow. What? You think my dear kitty isn't really a cat? She's really a squirrel? Ha! To think I almost believed you for a second there. My dear little kitty isn't some man-eating monster. Just look at her. Look at how cute she is. I'm doing this mainly because I want something... Okay. That was... yeah. Fine. Fair enough. I want something a bit cheerier. Well, I got what I wanted, I guess.